Hi, I'm Kevin EuDaly. Here's a little bit of what you'll see in this episode.
Hey, what's with the bankers on the passenger train? Added dynamic braking going downhill?
Nah, just in case if something happens going that way and we need to pull it back up this way again.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, just in case.
A little safety valve.
Happen, but yeah. Just
all right.
The other way again.
I'm a driver in the States, so it kind of threw me off.
Oh, okay then. Yeah. No, it's just for the passenger train. Everything else goes on the front, but yeah. So
Oh,
just
gotcha.
in case something goes down the right. Yeah.
All right, sweet. Take care.
My brother Lon, Mel Wilson, and I have been looking at going to the South Island of New Zealand. We have a good friend, Mike Dietz, who had property there, and he was needing to get back to get his property ready to sell, and so we were going to accompany him and help him with his property and then do some rail fanning while we were there. And that ultimately didn't work out, and in the end, it was just me and Mel, and we had really been itching for the South Island, well, for several reasons. We covered the North Island on our trip in 2011, so we had some pretty good coverage up there. And since the new Chinese locomotives have taken over most of the North Island, that didn't have a strong appeal for us. But the South Island is still running the older EMD and GE motive power, so we were kind of anxious to get that covered, especially in light of new locomotives coming from Spain that will undoubtedly push those older locomotives out of service. So we finally got the trip put together and we headed for the South Island of New Zealand. So I'm getting ready to go to New Zealand and I got to figure out how to get all this stuff into this bag and then all my other stuff into my regular suitcase. So start with, of course, the D850. And a spare body. And a spare lens. And there we go. I think we're there. Passport. We are off to New Zealand.
Camera bag in first in case you open it up and things go crashing.
Yeah.
Okay.
figured you'd put it in on the driver's side.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Force of habit.
Yep. I did put it in from the driver's side, not.
Or not.
So we flew into Christchurch and rented a car, and off we went to the west. And we decided to start with the line over Arthur's Pass, which is a spectacular line with a crazy steep grade right at the summit and pushers on that grade. And they run, besides a daily passenger train each way, they also run a lot of coal, moves over that line. Most of the manifest container traffic is at night, so mostly coal trains, but a beautiful piece of railroad. And so we spent the first portion of the trip covering Arthur's Pass. All right, well, here we are in New Zealand. We got here on Friday,
The 19th.
the 19th, and we flew in from Auckland to Christchurch, and we got our rental car and immediately had a low tire pressure.
Right.
And the guy said, "Oh, no worries, it'll be fine, it'll be fine."
Just take it.
So we took it. And then we drove past McDonald's, figuring, oh, there's something else right around the curve. And there was nothing else
There was
right around
nothing.
the curve. There was nothing around the curve.
Yeah.
And so we blazed out of town, wound up in Springfield, and caught a westbound.
Right.
Coal empty.
Westbound coal empty. Yep. At the depot.
And consequently, we didn't stop anywhere and get groceries.
No.
So consequently, we missed lunch all day.
All day, groceries all day.
Yep. We got very delirious towards the end of the day. We were tired. We'd been traveling for a day and a half, and
Oh, yeah.
we're all out of time whack.
We drove past 2 cafes at Arthur's Pass.
We did, chasing trains. Yeah, so we chased that empty over Arthur's Pass. That gave us our first look at Arthur's Pass, which was
Right.
very cool. And we wound up chasing that train way west, all the way to,
East of Taylorville, east of Dobson.
yeah. Yep. And then we picked up, well, we caught the passenger train first,
Right.
going back east, and we shot it a few spots. I don't remember.
I think we shot it at Moana and then left it to go back and get the,
To get 844, which was the eastbound coal load out of Nakawa.
that Daryl told us about.
Mhm.
Right.
Right. So then we chased the eastbound coal until we ran out of light
At Otira.
at Otira. Yep.
They put the 4 bankers on the head end and
Mhm.
we shot them across the river going up the hill.
And then we wound up getting a motel at Moana
And finally had dinner.
and finally had dinner. And by then we were really whipped.
Right.
It was a long day. next day was Saturday, April 20th. And we started with the passenger train, the Transalpine, is that what they call it?
Yep, Christchurch to Greymouth.
Right. And we started with it. We went down Craigieburn Road.
Right.
And we almost overran it. Right? That was the foggy morning.
Oh yeah. And we
We found that spot. We
found the S curve with a.
Yep. And so we drove up on the spot where the S curve was, and the fog lifted. We had some sunshine, and I was just starting to get set up, and he came around a curve, and he really jumped us.
He did.
And so we unloaded from there and took off, followed him west.
Shot it at an overlook west of Cass.
Mm-hmm.
And then again where they cross the river that's hard to pronounce.
Yeah. Like everything here is hard to pronounce.
Thank you, Maoris.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful river valley where they crossed.
Oh yeah. It was really a going away
Gorgeous
shot.
going away shot. You're right.
Yeah, but that was a stunner.
And then we went on up to Arthur's Pass where they added bankers to the rear.
Right.
Pretty odd seeing a passenger train with bankers attached.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And so we followed him just to Otira, didn't we?
Just to Otira.
And then we doubled back for 849.
Right.
And we went all the way down Craigieburn Road for, I don't know how far, 15 miles, 20 miles down that gravel road.
It was at least 25 minutes to a half hour.
Yeah.
And we found the Craigieburn station.
Right.
Looked like an old flag stop.
Yeah, it's a great place. So we thought, oh, what a great place to catch 849. So we set up.
Going by the signboard.
Yeah, so we set up there and we had time to eat lunch. So we ate lunch there. And then I got this itchy feeling in the back of my head.
And you checked Daryl's email.
And I went back to the schedule
Yeah.
that Daryl had sent us. And 849 doesn't run on Saturdays. So there we were with no train.
Yeah.
So after killing about 3 hours there, we drove to Moana to catch the passenger train coming back.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So we drove all the way back over Arthur's Pass to Moana and picked up the passenger train going east and followed it until it got dark at Craigieburn Road.
That's right. Yeah.
And that was the last one of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we stopped in at the bar, and we ate at the bar the first night because we had a reservation. The second night,
Kingfisher Bar and Grill or
yep,
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second night, we didn't have a reservation, and they were booked.
And they wouldn't answer the phone.
And it was about 180 decibels in there. So we gave up on that, and we went to
We found
the
out
station.
about a place called Platform 40.
Platform 40. That was it.
Yeah,
And that turned out to be a really wonderful place.
it did.
It was a good place
A
to
little
eat.
hole-in-the-wall place in the middle of a neighborhood that was
Yeah.
quite nice.
Yeah. And they had really good dark beer.
Very good. Monteith's.
Yeah.
Monteith's Black, the local brewery in Greymouth.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're leaving out something.
Craigieburn, waited for nothing, ate lunch. Back west to Moana, chased eastbound to Cass.
That's some great potato chips.
Oh, what you left out. We got done with the passenger train at Cass and went down to the lake, and we're just shooting some pictures around there, and then the moon came up.
That's right.
It was about an 80% moon, and it's coming up over the mountains.
Right.
It was really stunning. So we spent, 20 minutes running back and forth, shooting moon shots, coming over different pieces of the mountain.
Oh, at least. Done.
Yeah, and that's Sarah Lake.
Yes.
Yeah.
They named it after your daughter.
Apparently. Yeah, neat spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 2-minute gates.
Maybe 3 minutes.
Sunday, April 21st. We started at Moana because that's where we spent the night.
Right.
And we drove over to Craigieburn Road. And we got set up on the hill that we only got the grab shot at the day before. And we were there about 10 or 15 minutes, and then a load of motorcycles went by. And then another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and about 40 pickups and various vehicles hauling motorcycles went in. And then they just kept coming. I bet 300 vehicles went through.
At least.
500, 600, 700 motorcycles. I mean, it was on this little gravel road in the middle of nowhere, up Craigieburn Road on a Sunday. And so we got set up, and all the guys hauling motorcycles were putting dust in the air and dusting up our shop.
Oh, yeah.
It was quite the mess. And so just about the time that traffic started lessening, the motorcycles started going on the other side of the tracks.
They started running up and down the country roads.
Yeah, well, there's that other road, which really, I don't think that's a regular driving road.
No.
I think it's just a motorcycle road or
ranch road.
or off-road, whatever. And the motorcycles started going by, and 150 motorcycles went by.
Yeah.
So our shot was in jeopardy as all these motorcycles went by and all this dust in the air. It was from both sides. And so we...
It was horrible.
Oh, it was a mess. And about the time we heard the train, we got a gap in the motorcycles.
Signal went red.
Yep. We only had one vehicle go by with dust, and it wasn't over the tracks when the train got there. He hadn't got there yet.
There was a big pause in the cars and trucks, and big pause in the motorcycles.
Yeah. And the train came through in just about perfect light in a big gap.
We couldn't have planned that.
We couldn't have. It was remarkable. And then we chased west again.
West to Arthur's Pass,
Mm-hmm.
put the bankers on and shot them heading into the tunnel and then
Yep.
down the mountain.
And then we went over Arthur's Pass and down to Otira.
They cut the bankers off at Otira,
Mm-hmm.
and then they went west,
Right.
and so we chased.
Mm-hmm. And we chased them all the way to Greymouth.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Shot them pulling into the depot at Greymouth. And
That's the one where we waited at Moana for them,
mm-hmm.
and they pulled right past the station without stopping. No passengers to get on or off, so they went on through. Yeah, they didn't meet anybody.
No, there wasn't any coal action. The weekends are pretty slow for the coal trains. They unloaded the train and moved it to the yard to run around it. And while they did that, we ate lunch in the little gravel area at the east end of the yard, Railroad East, and waited for them to turn around and go back the other way. And we chased them back to Moana.
Yeah. Stillwater.
Yep.
Went to Stillwater where the junction is with the coal branch.
Right. Yeah.
Back to Greymouth and down to Hokitika.
Right, because we wanted to catch the train out of Hokitika hauling milk,
Yes.
which we did. And we drove to Hokitika, and when we drove in, he was just starting to pull.
Just leaving the milk plant.
Yeah. It's like, boy, we cut that close. And then we chased him back out all the way to...
Pulling into Greymouth Yard.
Yep. And that's a neat little run, but there wasn't a lot of shots on that run.
And not very scenic.
Yeah, a lot of brushed in places. It was really Not easy to shoot. There was a couple of bridges and they weren't easy to shoot. The one box bridge
Right.
that I called the tunnel
Right.
because they just pop out at the end of the bridge.
There was just enough inland from the ocean, the Tasman Sea, where it, to me, made it uninteresting.
Yeah. And there wasn't any seafront.
No.
Couldn't do a whole lot with it. So that wasn't as good as we'd hoped.
Right.
So everything to that point was all DXCs.
Right. U-26Cs that have been heavily upgraded. So
Electronic fuel injection.
some,
Mhm.
all of them with Dash 8 style computers.
Right.
Yeah, and the ones that have been upgraded with an electronic fuel injection also have the electronic governors.
Right.
And they have special cooling as opposed to the DXBs, which B stands for Bright Star. I believe the C has something to do with the cooling. They have better cooling for Otira Tunnel over Arthur's Pass than the Bs do. So
Right.
that's why they keep the Bs off of those usually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the ones that have electronic fuel injection also have the electronic governors,
Right.
which essentially you could call them the quasi Dash 8.
Right.
But,
Yeah, Otira Tunnel is 5 miles long, so that's
and it's like a 3.1% grade as well.
yeah,
Very steep. So
that's a tough one.
that's why they also put bankers on the passenger train.
Right. But the banker grade isn't very long. It just runs from Otira up to
Arthur's Pass.
the east end of the tunnel at Arthur's Pass. So fairly short. And most of it is in the tunnel.
Right.
There's really only a couple of shots.
Fortunately, we don't get to witness them pulling hard.
Uh-uh. And here's Mel in the convenience store at a gas station, visiting with the locals like he does, making them laugh on and on and on, being Mel. No one like him. And he'll probably be in there for 5 minutes.
Boy, I want to hear a whole lot of quiet over there. I wasn't in there 5 minutes, and she's the one that started the yakking.
A likely story.
She's the one that started
And here's
yakking. I want to hear a whole lot of quiet over there.
Visiting like he does. On.
If I have to come over there, you're going to know it. The thing about closing your lips is you can't speak. I want to hear a whole lot of quiet over there.
Today I'm in the T-Rex, but it really doesn't matter what I'm driving. Phoebe's happy to come along. Thanks for watching. She's after something. What was it, Phoebe? What was it? What do you think, Mr. Wilson?
Very flippant cool.
I agree.